not as wonderful, but anyway, I'll just say, wow, I've never done this before. This is really weird. The title of my piece is With Just a Chocolate Bar in Her Heart. When I was 20 years old, when I was a 20-year-old girl, like many 20-year-old girls, I liked boys. I liked a new one every semester, every month or week, depending on the rhythm or the weather or the book I was reading or the song I liked the most that week. So, once I liked this boy that another girl liked. I suppose this story is common, especially for teenagers in the 80s or any era. I bet kahit caveman may ganito eh. Kahit caveman may story na ganito eh. You like a boy someone else likes. I think they were dating, this girl and the boy. I think they were dating or something, and I forget now. But I ended up dating him. When boy and I were sort of together, and as vague teen relationships are, I refuse to bestow the label even today. While we were dating, I got hospitalized because I needed ear surgery. The girl who liked boy went to see me in the hospital. And and so quietly, she stood by my bed and talked to me and ended with, "Take care and take care of him, ha?" As her voice trailed away, she placed a large slab of Toblerone beside my hand. True story. It was one of those big ones, yung dark chocolate, that's my favorite. And then she turned around and left the hospital room. I'm not sure if she will remember this incident, but I certainly do. I admire her for doing what she did. She confronted her disappointment in the arrangement. Kasi dapat di ka nagkakagusto sa boys na gusto ng friend mo eh. Hindi dapat bad person ako nun eh. But she came straight to me. And she had the decency to tell me how she felt. I hope she gets to hear about the story someday and realize how that particular interaction of ours was something I really kept close. It's a story I rarely share. In fact, I have never shared this because I wasn't sure how she saw it. I don't share this, but I hold it dear anyway. Perhaps she regretted doing it. Maybe she was embarrassed. But I wish I could tell her that it was really something to be proud of. That move, yung bumisita ka dun sa nang-agaw sa'yo, grabe, that's way ahead of our teenage years. That's way ahead of our time. Mature beyond our years. If you ask me, it was brave, it was humbling, it was honest, and it was kind. It was one of the more eloquent gestures I had ever witnessed in my then still young life. I never forgot the graceful way she gently placed the Toblerone on the side of my IV-plugged hand. And she slowly turned away so I don't notice that she's crying. So I was left there half drugged with anesthetics, I was so dazed from this blaze of honesty and guilty for thinking that I remotely liked the boy she liked. And I didn't even have the heart to tell her that I barely heard her except for the last few lines because I just went through ear surgery. That certain relating with the boy, it didn't even last a month after that incident if I'm not mistaken. But that's not the point of this story because he never gave me chocolates, she did. So this is about her. This girl who I assumed always disliked me, probably still dislikes me. The girl who I get awkward with whenever I saw her out with common friends. You know how quaint this all sounds now, 20 years after, but back then, there was a real ache in me. I wasn't sure, I tried to fix it or talk to her, say sorry, but I was on anesthesia, so I couldn't. She's a cool girl, and I imagined we'd have been good friends if we found ourselves in a different scenario, if I made better decisions maybe. But looking back, I'd have chosen her over the boy, truth be told, but not for anything, but that's how my gut sees it right now, and I look back, parang sana siya na lang yung pinili ko. Of course, that was a world ago, and all is forgotten. It seems like I'm the only one remembering, but I chose to remember it today. I am certain today is different for both of them, wherever they may be. I don't think they're together. As it is extremely, extremely different for me. We are now older, presumably wiser, and we have placed ourselves in better places than we deserve. Do people still take on gestures as gently brave as that? Or do they just post online how they feel? 20 years later, I'm still thinking about that hospital room and that strong, beautiful, heartbroken girl with a bar of chocolate and some half-heard words. She taught me humility, grace, confrontation without a fight, and the power of a simple gesture. Small but sincere. Armed with just a chocolate bar and her heart, she went. This was a lesson I have kept all these years, and I'm glad I got to tell you this story today and how strange that it is in a mall. That's it.
Wow, what a cathartic experience. Let me give you a hug, Badoy.